Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and we are about to do another unboxing for this brand new game that just came to my door today, and we're going to check it out together. So let's take a look at Star Wars Villainous, the Scum and Villainy expansion. Alright, so this is, if you can't tell already, is the Target exclusive. So you have, if any of you have ever done the Target exclusive, you get the little cover here. Which is lovely, but I usually don't keep it for very long because it just kind of gets in the way. But we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna dive right into this thing, huh? So let's get this little sliver off. See, that's all it is. It's just a little sliver, just to kind of give the box a little punch, a little oomph, if you will. But I'll probably end up getting rid of it. So there's the back of the box, which shows you our three people. I thought it was just going to be bounty hunters. I thought that would have been perfect. 3 separate bounty hunters, but because the last game didn't have any bounty hunters in it, so I figured that would be perfect for this one. Well, they have 2. We have Boba Fett, Cad Bane, but then we also have one of the Inquisitors. Why they chose the 7th sister, I don't know. So we'll get into that in a second. Let me grab some scissors. I got so excited I came to the game table unprepared. So we're just gonna slit down there. That didn't work. Slit again. I'm afraid I'm gonna cut either myself or the box. There we go. Again, there's probably a tool out there that probably does this a heck of a lot better and safer. Turn this over. Oops. There we go. All right, so here we go. Let's open her up. I do love the opening shot of Boba Fett there. That's a cool thing on the Tatooine dual sun. All right, so we've got our instructions here, of course. I'm pretty sure, just based on my experience with previous expansions with the game, with Disney Villainous, since this is the first Star Wars expansion, I'm just looking to see if there's anything that might be different or have changed. So far everything looks pretty much the same. I'll have to look at these more carefully later, but so yeah, there it is. So let's dive right into the board here. So I'm assuming that this is the Target exclusive mover. So that's what this is. The others are more transparent looking, as you can see. But you can see the Boba Fett is not transparent. So this is, I assume, the Target exclusive mover. You know, take it or leave it. You can say what you will about it. I kind of like it. But I do like how they shaped it though. It's very cool. It's like almost on a column. And then we have the Cad Bane, who is very transparent and has a slit in his dress for some reason. And then we have our 7th sister and her very odd hood that she wears. So, in yellow, which is cool. I don't think we've ever really had, well, Gaston was kind of yellowish, more orangey, a little bit of yellow. So she's really yellow. All right, and I guess Prince John was a little on the yellow side. All right, so now let's check out the boards. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit, and I'm gonna put these guys here so they can kind of watch what I'm doing. Okay, so, well, there we go. Usually I can get this plastic off very well. Sometimes these plastic wraps were wrapped by very, very angry people. I always like to say, when you can't get the plastic wrapping off of something, you just have to wonder in the factory. Someone was very angry that day and decided to take it out on the rest of us by making the plastic extremely tough to get off. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at our boards. we'll start with Boba Fett because he is my favorite, and he's probably the one I'll probably choose to play first whenever I get to play this. All right, so just like the other Star Wars Villainous, you've got your locations, you've got his objective, which is collect 4 bounties. I'm curious what those bounties might be or how you get them. Maybe it's kind of like Osaka, or not Osaka, Asajj Ventress with doing her missions, so that could be interesting. You still have the deep space, so I assume we're going to get his ship, which used to be called the Slave One, but now it's not, and I'm very curious what they've changed the name to. Or maybe they just still call it Slave One. We'll see. Some of these 3 locations make sense to me. I'm not really sure about that one. Unfortunately, I'm not the best Star Wars nerd as far as anything past the movies. So Mandalorian and things like that, I'm completely lost on, so I apologize for my lack of knowledge. You can chastise me all you want in the comments. I do not mind. I probably deserve it, and I should probably catch up on those. You know, if anybody wants to pay for a Disney Plus subscription for myself, I'll be happy to catch up. So until then, I'm just going to have to survive without it. All right, so that's Boba Fett's board. I'm just looking at anything that might be kind of weird or different. I don't see any double play card spaces. This space has no play card spaces, which makes me think he probably has more. Well, I don't know, because there's no ambition here. So he seems to be fairly balanced. He has 2 different vanquish actions, so vanquishing is probably something he has to do a lot of. He does have 3 and 1-1, but not 2, which makes me think it might be on one of his ships. So we'll take a look at that in a second. All right. And of course, I do like the quote on here. And that's a good one from him. All right, let's bring up Cad Bane. Now, this one I know very little about. As I said, I don't follow the TV shows very well, and I know I should, but maybe one day I'll get caught up. So these, except for Coruscant, I know where Coruscant is, but the rest of these, not a clue. So I'm going to have a fun time not only playing and learning this villain, but also figuring out what their backstory is and what their deal is. According to this, it says he has to collect 5 target tokens. I'm sure it's not as easy as it sounds. But then there you have it. So I'm just looking around. It still looks pretty straightforward stuff. Yeah, it's almost like Boba Fett's 3, 1-1, no 2. Okay, so anyway, so as I was saying, these locations and stuff, I'm very curious what the ships will add. But it still looks pretty much almost like Boba Fett's, just different places for different things, different setups. So yeah, there's that one. And yeah, and the quote unfortunately makes no sense to me because I don't know anything about his backstory, and that's a shame. But that's okay. Now for the Seventh Sister. I know very little about the Inquisitors. The only thing I know about them is what was in Star Wars Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, because I love those games and I do play those. And so I know a little about the Inquisitors. Unfortunately, I don't know much about this young lady. But it says remove 3 rebels from the game. Now that's interesting. It removed them instead of defeat them or vanquish them. So I'm very curious about that one. But once again, just looking through. Now she has 2s. Look at this. 2, 2, and 2 instead of 3, 1-1 like the others. So that's interesting that you can kind of evenly build up her credits within these 3 spaces. The other 2, I think, no, let me see. I want to say, no, he has 2 credit spaces that can't be covered. But Boba Fett has 2 credit spaces that can be covered, and you can keep that one uncovered. So that's very interesting. It's always interesting the balance that whoever designs these things, how they think about how to make certain boards. I assume they have a balancing formula that they use to make everything equal, or try to be as equal as possible. But once again, I know nothing of these locations. I know a little bit about the fortress from this Fallen Order game. That looks like it's on Tatooine, but I doubt it. Malachor sounds familiar, but it's not ringing any bells. All right, so now I'm gonna move you guys to the side. You can watch from over here. Let's jump into the villain guides, shall we? Now I'm not gonna sit here and read all these to you because that would be boring. I encourage you to get the game yourself, especially if you're a Star Wars nut or a villainous nut or both. Or not a nut at all and just want a fun game to play. I mean, I'm not sure how fun this game will be, but we'll give it a try. The Star Wars Villainous game is fun, so I can only assume the expansion will be just as fun. Now, I saw Activate on the cheat sheet, but I didn't see it anywhere on their boards. No. I mean, there are some on the other villains from Star Wars. No. No. Okay. Well, then there you go. Alright. Boba Fett's Villain Guide. Complete 4 bounties. It's who you know. Interesting. Getting the job. Bounty hunters. He doesn't have allies. That's interesting. Hunting the hunters. Getting paid. Okay. Well, I'm just kind of skimming through, just kind of looking at the pretty pictures. And then just trying to figure some things out. Oh, there's that tentacle guy. I always forget his name. But he's very memorable from Return of the Jedi. Alright. So I wonder if Jabba is going to be in his deck somewhere, or something about Jabba the Hutt. That would be interesting. Oh no, he has a special setup. Oh, those are the target tokens. Okay, that's what they were talking about before. Alright, so... So it looks like you have to target people and then vanquish them or something. Okay. Alright, so that's his. And then the Seventh Sister. All about the same size. She doesn't have as... No. That blank space is... I would have put something in there, a little picture of something or the other. I mean, look at this blank space. Fill it up, people. Come on. You can just put anything, you know. But I do like how they have individual guides. I'll have to go online to see how that, how they do that with them. So that could be interesting to see. And all right. Okay. Let's dive into the cards, shall we? This is what y'all really came for. This is what I came for. So, it's all about these cards. I remember when the most recent Disney Villainous was coming out, the, what do you call it? The Bigger and Badder. And somebody got an early release of it. And I was all over that video watching. I wanted to see every card and what it was going to have. Well, this is all the stuff that you normally get. The strength tokens, it'll come to me. Ambition tokens, credit tokens, and then the new target tokens for Cad Bane. Okay. I don't see anything else in there, but unless I'm overlooking it, I'll leave that in there for now. And let's start with this guy. This is the Seventh Sister. I'm assuming she has something to do with Star Wars Rebels, because I see Ahsoka Tano. And Ahsoka Tano is from Star Wars Rebels, among other things, but I believe Star Wars Rebels is where she shines the most, I think. And then, of course, the Clone Wars. She was pretty active there, too. But she didn't have her white lightsabers then. She still had her yellow and green, I think she had. Okay. So I'm not going to read all these cards, but I'm going to look at them. Okay, so these are all the Fate ones. I guess we're going to start with them. Okay. Kanan Jarrus. Yeah, so these are he's from the Phoenix Squad. I know them. She's from Phoenix Squad. So yeah, this is Star Wars Rebels. I've seen that character before. I know allies can be maneuvered to her location. Interesting. There's Zeb. I remember him. I know some of these characters because I play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is a mobile game, which is kind of a lot of fun. And they have everybody. Chopper, I remember him. Okay. So here's I remember this ship and the Ghost. I remember those ships from the Star Wars the Galaxy of Heroes games. And the hero. And the Phantom is played if there is more than one hero in the same place. All but one hero into the Fate Discord. Interesting. More than one hero is in the same. Remove one. So it looks like keeping heroes out will make those ships very... We'll get to the restriction in a minute. Okay. Okay. Oh, I always like discarding cards from hands. It's always fun. Choose a card type, look at the five. Oh, that one's good. This is almost a lot like Pete, where you get to look at cards and then discard them. And Dr. Facilier, but even though you put stuff in his fortune pile. Yeah, see, heroes. So I'm just based on this, it looks like playing heroes and keeping heroes out is going to be key in stopping her from doing what she has to do. And then, but her goal is to defeat these guys or remove them from the game, so that's even more interesting. Okay, now the restrictions are always interesting and I always find fascinating. When grounded, move 7th Sister to Fortress Inquisitorus. Yeah, Fortress Inquisitorus. Until grounded is removed, 7th Sister can only move to an adjacent location. Remove grounded when she plays an ally or vehicle. Okay, well, it's a restriction, but it seems like an easy one to get rid of, so. All right, so there's that. Now let's look at these guys. Darth Vader. Only you could be so bold. Yeah, he's a 6. Wow, I've never seen a regular ally be that expensive. The only expensive card I remember is Ratigan, but that's his objective card, which is the Robot Queen. Gain ambition equal to the strength of the highest strength hero in your sector. They give Darth. Oh, interesting. Darth Vader gets weaker as she gets stronger. Or she gets more ambitious. Very interesting. Yeah, so I figured we're going to have the other Inquisitors in here as allies. So there's the 5th brother. Oh yeah, you get a -1 strength them, move them around. Oh, okay, so you use him to get more cards. Stormtroopers may be played from your discard pile. Say what? I'm very curious how that would work. Like, instead of from your hand, you just be like, oh, I got Stormtroopers here in my discard pile. I'm gonna play them instead. That's interesting, because if you're cycling the deck, you can just throw them away and then get them later if you want. Huh. Okay, well, we're gonna keep on going. Oh, the Seeker Droids. Play, reveal fake cards until reveal a hero, and play that hero to her location, so they can't just go anywhere. But yeah, since she has to remove heroes from the game, she has to get them out there. So it's also kind of like Lotso and sort of Captain Hook. Sort of Madam Mim. Anyway. All other allies. Okay, so he increases the strength of other allies. He only costs 1 power though for 2 strength, and he increases the strength of everybody else. Everybody else? That's pretty a powerful card. One of your villain's cards in play and gain ambition equal. Cannot be used on Darth Vader. Well, of course not. Okay, but I've noticed all the other allies. Oh no. Okay. See, it says remove, so I wonder if they go to the discard pile. Here's a vehicle. Her TIE Advanced prototype. Well, that's interesting. Well, no, I guess the TIE Advanced didn't really come about until after the Battle of Yavin. Darth Vader had his TIE Advanced, but his was not really a prototype. It was the TIE Advanced X1, I believe, is what it was titled. I could be wrong about that. But it's not the true TIE Advanced. Those didn't come around until right around Empire into... Yeah, kind of into Empire, and then definitely by Return of the Jedi. Anyway, and then we have 5th Brothers, another TIE. So I guess all these guys got little TIE Advances prototypes. But once again, no 2. Oh wait, she's the one who had all the 2s. So she has an extra 1 there, and both of them have discard actions, and both of them have vanquish actions. So that's interesting. Every fake card in play in your sector. Every fake card, not just hero, but fake card. So I guess that includes restrictions. And I guess that includes vehicles or anything else. Maybe fate effects stick around. Okay. I guess that's get back the ones you lost. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, reduce any ambition cost by 3 to remove that character from the game. It's kind of interesting. I'm very curious how that would work. Take a vanquish action. Reduce any ambition cost by 3 to remove that character from the game. So yeah, again, I'm going to have to read through her stuff more carefully. During their turn, if another player changes location to a vehicle, if another player, okay, you may play up close and personal. Choose 2 cards from your discard pile. Okay, so yeah, so just watch and see if another player moves to their vehicle. Okay, we have to have a vehicle in, I guess. Take an ambition token from the supply and place it on a hero that can be removed from the game. This token counts towards that hero's cost. So you have to put ambition on heroes and then pay, because I remember that other one said take a vanquish action, reduce. So, interesting. Okay. During their turn, if another player takes a vanquish action, you may place -1 strength tokens on any combination of heroes. Okay. I wonder if that means you can put them both on one person. It says any combination. Discard an ally, play a hero from your fate discard pile. Okay. And you may maneuver all heroes in your sector to a new location and -1 strength token on each hero that was maneuvered. That's not bad. Alright, so heroes both good and bad for her. So you want to keep heroes out to make her fate effects more powerful and her vehicle more powerful. Or the hero fate vehicle is more powerful, but also you got to keep them out too, which covers a lot of actions, so that's interesting. I'll have to see what kind or what the best course of action is to do that. Okay, Cad Bane, and I see Padme, which means I bet you he was more in the Clone Wars than probably anything else. I want to say he was in Obi-Wan, but I don't think so. I thought he was in some kind of live action Star Wars, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so we're gonna do the fate cards, I guess, first. Oh, I'm glad they worked in Padme though. So yeah, these are all animations from Clone Wars. So, Alright, moving on. Until Padme is defeated, all other heroes at her location gain +2. Alright, so get everybody in her spot so everybody can get +2. Wow. All ambition call. Oh, that one's good. There's Anakin again. Move an ally. Oh, Mace Windu. I don't think we've seen him before. Okay. Okay, so Obi-Wan will be hard. Oh, he's got 6 strength, Obi-Wan. Now, I don't know this guy at all. But if he's by himself, he gets +1. In his location. Okay, so he needs to be by himself. Oh, we have a Venator class starship. Vehicle. Cad Bane cannot move to the engaged vehicle. Okay. So, yeah, use that to stop him from going to his vehicles. That moves all heroes, but that's a one shot and done. Move a target token from an ally, target token from an ally, or a hero. I don't know why I keep saying ally. While fearing, Cad Bane cannot remove, puts an ally in play. Remove fearing who you work for when Cad Bane puts an ally in play. Oh, that's a restriction. I keep reading this thing, it's in effect. Cad Bane cannot place target tokens. This is definitely one to do, since that'll keep him from doing his objective. Okay. But he can easily get it by putting an ally out. Cards of the villain. Show them to everyone but Cad Bane. Place them back on top of the deck in any order. Now that's really cool, because sometimes when it says look at, only the person who plays this can do it. But now you can show it to everybody in the game. So if you have one of those big games going on, which I don't recommend, but if you ever feel like, you have 6 hours to waste, and you want to play with the maximum of 6 people, then, that'll be a lot of fun to just show everybody the cards, except poor Cad Bane, who can't know anything. Remove half of Cad Bane's credits, round down, or up to 3 ambition. Okay. Okay. Always sucks to have to lose credits or power in this case. Alright. No idea who that is. But he reduces hero strength, so that's always good. I've seen her in my Galaxy of Heroes game, but that's all I know about her. Gets to hero in any location. Oh, so she's more than a Y attacker. She can attack every location. So play her anywhere, it doesn't matter. Gains +1 strength when it's the same location as an ally. Oh, okay, so he gets more strength with another ally, but only 1 strength, so okay. So he has an ambition thing. You may immediately put any one ally from your hand into play for only 1 credit. Oh, okay. So yeah, some of these allies are, except for him, are very expensive. So that'll be good. It just costs you an ambition and a credit. So it's either 3 credits or 1 credit, 1 ambition. Interesting. Oh, Count Dooku's back. Heroes in Count Dooku cannot use their ability. Ooh, and he's got the same amount of strength as Obi-Wan, so that's fitting. And he costs 5, so he would be good to use with that one. Definitely, for sure. IG-86, not to be confused with IG-88. Return him to your hand. Okay, so he's like the Hydra from Hades. You may put any amount of ambition to put that... You may pay any amount of ambition to put that number of cards from the discard pile into your hand. Ooh, that's interesting. So, and he's an ally, so you can do that as well, as long as he's out and you land on an ambition space. Huh. Any number of cards, not just allies, not conditions, not effects, anything. Wow. That would be very handy on some of those Disney villains. All right. So here's his Xanadu blood. Xanadu. I don't know why they called it that, but every time I see that ship, I'll never be able to play this card without singing that song. So have fun with that out there, people. If you take the discard action, you may replace those cards immediately. Oh, okay. So I assume that's only when you're there. So that's interesting. You know, usually when you discard, you've lost those cards, but you can immediately. But I guess you can only do it once. So, but you could easily cycle the deck and play what you draw new. So that's fun. To a location with the hero. So that's good too. And it doesn't have a vanquish action in either one of those. It does have an extra fate action, which is interesting. That'll be good, especially if you put a target token on Obi-Wan. Just boom, you're dead. Since he's 6 strength, and he's got quite a few of these, so watch out for that. Cad Bane is in charge. Place a target token on a hero, so that's how you get the target tokens on them. During their turn, if another player collects credits, you may triple my usual rates. You collect that many credits plus 1 ambition. Nice. Everybody collects credits or power or whatever, and you can collect, the exact same amount plus 1 ambition when it's not even your turn. Fantastic. If another player plays an ally, you may play this. That is not a clone trooper. May take an ally from the discard pile and put it into your hand. Okay. People play. I mean, we saw the Seventh Sister had quite a few allies. Oh, there's Jabba. I can only assume that's Jabba. Gain 1 ambition plus 1 ambition per the number of allies. Ooh, that could rack up some ambition really fast if you got allies out. So it looks like get your allies out with him. Watching and planning. And see if you can get that one ally that gets them out for, really cheap. 5 cards of your fate deck. The fate deck. Place any hero found to a location without a hero and discard the rest. Any hero found. Nice. So it's not just reveal until you find a hero and then play that one hero. You could essentially play how many heroes? Well, you could essentially play 5 if he has that many heroes. But multiple heroes at once. So get those heroes out there, get them targeted, and get them out. Oh, this just lets you remove. I guess if somebody's in the way. Okay. Choose a hero in your fate deck. Play that hero to any location. Oh, choose a hero. So this you can just go searching for one. And reshuffle your fate. Well, of course. Very interesting. Okay. You know, that one's more interesting than I thought it would be. Wow. Okay. So now I saved the best for last. And best, I mean what I think is the best, because I love Boba Fett. I love the color. So, okay. All right, so we'll start with his fate deck. We already saw Luke Skywalker when we opened it. You must defeat Luke Skywalker before defeating any other characters at his location. Okay, so I guess if you're going to try to take care of rebels, you better, or whoever, you better put them all at Luke Skywalker, because he can't kill them while he's there. But he's only strength 4, so he might not be that easy to defeat. Draw the top fate card and play that card as well. Very nice. It's kind of like Aurora, except you get to play no matter what it is. You may move any bounty hunter to the hero side of the sector at any location, except that's interesting. Han makes bounty hunters good? Okay. It'd have been funny if he just obliterated them like he did Greedo. That would have been a good way to do that. When Chewbacca has played, all other heroes and bounty hunters on the hero side of the sector gain. Huh. Okay, so he makes all heroes and, I guess, hero bounty hunters, if you will, +1. Oh, R2. He needs to be in everybody's deck. I love this. And there's 3PO. Defeated. Oh, you have to defeat him? Oh. When R2 is defeated, shuffle the fate discard pile into the fate deck and play the top fate card. Well, you don't have to defeat him, but you kind of want to, just so you can do that. Anyway, when C-3PO is defeated or played, Boba Fett must discard his hand and then draw 3 cards. That's fantastic. I never thought C-3PO would have that much power, but you go right ahead. All right, Boba Fett's cost to play bounty hunters is increased by 1 credit. That's cool. All right, so yeah, keep him out. And we have the Millennium Falcon again, just like we had in Darth Vader's deck. You know, this was one thing I remember thinking when they came out with Star Wars Villainous originally, that they were going to run into overlap, because a lot of these people are the same heroes and or same villains for, you know, different people. But they managed to make it work, so more power to them. But yeah, so we've had the Millennium Falcon before. It was in Darth Vader's Fate deck, but we have him again. You may maneuver all heroes and bounty hunters on the hero side to new locations. Okay, I'm noticing a pattern here with several vehicles have been doing that. Here's his restriction. Boba Fett cannot take vanquish actions. No disintegrations is removed when Boba Fett pays 3 ambition. Well, that's not too badly removed, but maybe he doesn't get ambition. Well, no, everybody gets ambition quickly. So, yeah. No, I can't do Darth Vader's voice, but I just keep hearing the no disintegrations. Becoming the bounty, interesting. Moving over all bounty hunters to the hero. All bounty hunters to the hero side of the sector at their same location. If there are no bounty hunters, so this is good. This can be used either way. That's cool, because there are some fate effects in previous heroes where you can't play them because whatever's there is not out. So, you know, fading people early is not a good idea, but it looks like this can be played no matter what. So that'd be cool, unless he has no credits, but I guess that's the draw. Remove to the discard pile and 1 bounty, and I love how they put the word bounty with no progress tokens on it. No progress. Interesting. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to read through his villain guide to see what that means. All right, but let's see. Maybe this will answer some of my questions. Oh, good old Bosk. I know him from Battlefront 2. He's a fun guy to play as. Vanquish multiple targets in the same location. Now that is something we haven't seen before, and it's about time. He has 5 strengths, so you could divide him up and defeat, oh, let's see. You could defeat Han and Leia in one go if they're in the same location. Or you could defeat Luke and C-3PO, because remember Luke stops that, so that could work, I guess, because you have to defeat Luke first and then C-3PO with the other power, or the other strength. And if there are ways to increase his strength, that'll make it even better. So I would say as the Fator, probably don't pile up everybody in one location, but then again, Luke Skywalker will protect them, so it's a balance for sure. Oh, there's IG-88. I love this robot. I wish he was in more stuff. The hero can be used in a vanquish action. Oh, he's another kind of, not a Y attacker, but an everywhere attacker. So, Dengar. Now, I don't know much about him, but I do know he's in the stuff, and I've seen him in my Galaxy of Heroes game. He's in my bounty party. He's in my bounty hunter party that I have. Other side of the sector to the other. Interesting. Interesting. You know, I wonder if these count for allies. You know, some of the conditions say allies, and I wonder if these guys count as allies, because it's interesting that they changed them to bounty hunters, but there you go. Now, I don't know this guy. Well, I know him from the movies, but I don't know anything about him. I remember seeing him in that little bounty hunter lineup in Empire Strikes Back. Zuckuss? That's this guy. All heroes in play gets -1 strength. Oh, okay. So he can be out and he gets played for free. Got it. Oh, they can play each other for free. Oh, well, looks like play him for 2 and then you get him for free instead of 4. So that's the way to go. For sure. Strength for every bounty hunter. Oh, and then he gains +1 and hopefully have other bounty hunters out. So you get a lot of strength on him. That'll be good. Oh, there's Greedo. Poor old Greedo. Cannot be played or removed to the hero side of the sector. Okay. When a bounty hunter would be defeated or removed, you may pay 2 credits to discard Greedo instead. He's your sacrificial lamb. He's like Bartholomew in Radigan's deck. Okay, so they just call it his fire spray. Alright. Whatever. You may choose to do 1 available action from any location. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, definitely get that vehicle out, because anything's, you know, being able to get more credits or, well, pretty much do anything. And it doesn't say you can't do fate action, so you can even fate somebody. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, get that fire spray out. I still say it's slave 1. Alright. Now, these contacts are new and interesting. Darth Vader, any bounty played to Darth Vader awards Boba Fett 5 ambition when complete. Darth Vader can hold 2 bounties. Okay. There's Jabba. Jabba awards 5 credits. 5 credits. So Darth Vader's 5 ambition, he's 5 credits. That makes sense. And he can hold up to 2 bounties. And then this guy, I guess just because he works for Jabba, he becomes a contact too. 2 credits and 1 ambition and 2 cards when complete. Very interesting. And he can only hold 1. Alright. Reveal cards until you find a bounty or contact and play that card immediately for free. That's cool. Costs 3 ambition, but that's cool. And there's several of those. I assume we're going to get to the bounties in a minute. There they are. Okay. During their turn, when another player defeats a hero, you may play Remember Where You Came From. I actually felt really bad for this kid. You know who he becomes and everything else. And Jango was not a nice guy, but yeah, I mean, still, from Boba Fett's point of view, his father is beheaded in front of him. So yeah, it's a shame he wasn't in Revenge of the Sith, even for just a little bit. But he's still, let's see. Yeah, he'd only been like 3 years older than whatever he was here. During their turn, when another player defeats a hero, you may play find a defeat from and defeat a character of equal or lesser strength. Notice it says character, it doesn't say hero, because those bounty hunters can go onto the other side. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, 3 of them. Fact, when you complete 1 bounty by paying 2 ambition plus ambition equal to the number of bounty hunters in play. Oh, you can complete 1 bounty by paying 2 ambition. Oh, so do that one early. Choose a hero and a bounty hunter, defeat 1 and remove the other. Okay. Shuffle your discard pile back into your villain deck and draw 3 cards. Yeah, that's always good to have in case you got rid of something you need. To either hero or villain side of the sector at the same time, at the same location. Okay, so I guess if somebody goes away from you, you can bring them back, or you can put them away, I guess, for whatever reason. When another player collects ambition, which is every turn, isn't it? Doesn't everybody collect ambition at the beginning of every turn? I thought so. Hang on. I seem to remember that every time before every turn you collect ambition. Is that not right? Set up, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 On your turn, gain 1 ambition. During their turn. Wait a minute. Yeah. So this condition can be played pretty much every time somebody starts a turn, unless, I mean, if there's some discrepancy here that needs to be talked about, somebody please tell me, because that sounds a little too good to be true. I mean, but well, I guess you could do it that way, or there are some people that can collect a lot of ambition. I remember that in Cad Bane's deck. And I think even Seventh Sister. Okay. All right, I'm with them. So that's one of those conditions that, you know, we could pay greatly or not pay at all. Okay, to play a contact, cost 1 ambition, find any bounty hunter and put it into your hand. Okay. Oh, so these are like the missions that Asajj Ventress has. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. So you and you have to have a contact to play them, so they don't. It's just not over here on the side. Okay. You have to defeat them twice. Interesting. Search for rebels. Have Darth Vader in play. Defeat R2-D2 and defeat very specific rebels. But okay. War of the Bounty Hunters. Find Chewbacca. Place him at Boba Fett's location. Have Jabba the Hutt in play. Defeat a bounty hunter. Defeat Chewbacca. So yeah, bounty hunters can be defeated too. Oh wow. Find and place a bounty hunter for no cost to the hero side of the sector, and he has to defeat all 3. Wow, that one's probably going to be a little difficult. Oh my goodness. And he has to, what's his win condition? 4 bounties. Wow, okay. Well, there it is, guys. I know that kind of went on longer than I anticipated. I really didn't plan on reading every single one of those cards like that, but I just couldn't help myself. So I cannot wait to give this a try. If you have yet, here, I'm gonna put these. If you have yet to try Star Wars Villainous, whether the initial game or this game, and I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of Disney Villainous, it's quite different in some respects and similar in others, but there are some changes in the rules, so be sure to read those rules very, very carefully, so you know not to do similar things that you can do in Villainous. And I forgot to put that in there. I need to put that in there. So anyway, there's all that. And oh, I put these on the wrong people. You go there, you go there, and you go there. Lovely. Okay. And we'll put the, oh, need to put the cheat sheets back in the little baggies here for those who might need them. Yeah, I didn't see any activate actions, so I guess that's just in case you're playing somebody from the other box that might have one, so you know what they do. Alright, so yes, Disney Villain, or excuse me, Star Wars Villainous. It's still owned by Disney, so I guess it counts. Star Wars Villainous, and I love how it says up to 4 players when there's only 3 people in here. Notice how it says 20 minutes per player? That is correct. So 4 players, that's 80 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. That's, Now do that times 6. 2 hours, probably, if not more, depending on how much attention span you have. Okay, so we're gonna put that in there. Oh, no, we're gonna put these in there. Okay. So there it is, guys. The Star Wars Villainous Scum and Villainy. expansion pack. I hope you enjoyed watching me unbox it. I really liked looking through all that stuff, and I was glad to be able to share it with you guys. Just an update. I have filmed Lotso's guide. It is in the can, and I've started working on the editing process. So, but as soon as this got delivered, I put that on pause, and I wanted to get this on the table to show you guys right now. So I hope you enjoyed this little unboxing, and as other things come out, new things that hit in the future that I find interesting, I'll bring them here and unbox them for you, whether it's an older game that I've never heard of before or something brand new. But I was very excited to get this, and I cannot wait to give it a try. So peace and love, everybody out there in Absent Friend Land. This is your Absent Friend, signing off.